So Eve, how did it feel to score a try in a World Cup?
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, no, not gonna lie, it was a fun experience. There's a lot of Irish in the crowd, a lot of our family. I seem to spot my family from the get-go, so no, to do it in front of family and friends was a class experience.
In like the context of the game, it ended up being an incredibly important try because the start of the second half had been a bit slow, and if Japan had scored right where they were at that stage, it was probably down to a 7-point game. Your try makes it a 21-point game. It ended up kind of killing the match a little bit. That must have been a huge relief.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's definitely something we're probably looking at going into this weekend is how can we start better in the second half. Like one of our main focuses going into the game was to start fast, which we did in the first half. But now it's probably how can we bring that into the second half, because definitely Japan had the momentum. So how can we kind of spin that and kind of gain momentum back in the second half?
Does it feel like there's a little bit of a weight off the shoulders now that you have a win in the books? And for a lot, obviously for pretty much all of you, it's a first ever World Cup win and a first ever World Cup game.
Yeah, no, it definitely, like the main aim was to come out with a performance, and I think we did that. And I think it's probably good that there was times that we were on the back foot and we came through. Times in the game that we could get back the momentum, and like that's extremely important to experience those type of feelings in games. So to have that now in the back pocket and to come out with a win and a good win is it's good going forward for us.
Is the mentality this week, like knowing that a win guarantees your place in the quarter final with a game to spare, can you kind of view it as essentially like a cup final in and of itself, that you don't have to be thinking about what comes the week after, it's just all about this Sunday?
I suppose, like especially with a World Cup, you kind of view every game in a sense like you don't want to go into a game not wanting to win a game, So no, it's definitely the goal going into every game is to win it, and we've been very much focusing on one game at a time. So to get past Japan and to win that game is great, but to now focus everything on Spain. We're not looking ahead at New Zealand next week. Everything is about Spain this week, and we want to go in and get a performance again.
And on Spain, what did you make of last Sunday against New Zealand?
Yeah, it was a good game. Like we some of us obviously had played Spain two years ago in WXV3, and we know, especially like with on the 7 series playing Spain, it's the same with the 15s. They're an extremely hard working team. They kind of never really give up, and they fight for every inch, and you saw that with them scoring at the very end of the game as well. So we know it's going to be a tough game to get into. So it's kind of all focused on us and bring what we've learned from the Japan game and bring it into this weekend again.
What did you see on the intercept? Was it just one of those where you look up and the ball's in your hands, or did you make a targeted read and said, right, I have to go here because of the overlap on the outside?
I suppose like we probably, I don't know, I think we had like 1 or 2 people outside, so we were very short, but I suppose just saw the opportunity and knew I couldn't go with one hand because that would have been 7 points on a yellow card, so just tried to grab it with 2 and thankfully kept my feet. And I was waiting to pass the ball to Lee with Lee on my shoulder, but it was a cool experience, as I said, but just happy to come out with a performance, to be honest.
At what point did you realise that you weren't passing the ball? Right, I'm going 90 metres here.
I'd say it's funny actually because it was said, where was I looking at the screen? And that's just something from sevens that I've always kind of learned to do. In sevens, sometimes you break away, and the only way to see if there's someone chasing you is to look at the screen. And so I think when I looked up and saw that Lee was the closest person behind me, I think that's when my smile kind of came forward and the grimace went away.
Do you have a preference? Because you mixed and match over the last while between 12 and 13. Do you have a preference?
Not really, to be honest. Like, as in, I think the biggest thing is to get a green jersey on, to wear a green jersey, and wherever that is, that's the dream. And I'm enjoying 12 at the moment, but I'd say if I put a 13 on my back, I'd also enjoy that. So.
Do you find your role changes much?
At times, I think set piece obviously, but after the first phase of set piece, it's pretty much everything's the same. So. There was not much difference, but
So you mentioned mentioned that you saw yourself on the screen for that intercept try, and then the smile came in. You can see it in slow mo in particular. What stage were you like, I'm going to do a little swan dive?
Oh, stop. If I publish a lot of my teammates have taken the mickey out of me and photoshopped me in different in different places. So I don't think I'll ever release them, but and I hope they will never as well. But yeah, I don't know. I think when you have a lot of time on your hands, it's just kind of, I don't know. I think I might regret that, but
I think like especially with G kind of dual players, I think you've really brought in this kind of, you see with Amy Lee as well, this real kind of celebrating, and I don't know if it comes from almost like showbiz of the Seven series, I don't know, but you really kind of seem to make a point of trying to enjoy this.
It's funny because in sevens I would never, like, in sevens it's like, someone scores a try, or you might score a try and it's get back in 30 seconds and go again. Whereas sevens, there's the whole place kicks. There's a bit more time to enjoy and smile. So it's funny that the difference between them both. But yeah, I think when we look back, like these are moments that you might not live again. Playing in a World Cup, it's huge. We couldn't do it last time, so we couldn't play in the last World Cup. So these come around every 4 years, and it's extremely special to be in that position. So why not enjoy it?
And just on like well, I know you played in the Six Nations, but like since the post Paris, like the sevens players have made. I mean, it's just been one of the changing things with the trajectory of this team. Like, how would you say like your sevens experience on the circuit has made you better as a 15s player?
I think it's exposure. Like, it's exposure against playing some of the best players in the world. You look at other teams, and you have the likes of Portia Woodman, who's been dominating the Seven Series. Or the Seventh Circuit, Lo Maher, like throughout all teams there's a lot of sevens players, and I think getting that constant exposure nearly every month of playing those teams multiple times at a tournament is huge, and then also like playing in front of big crowds as well. We saw it in Paris last year that we had stadiums packed with like 60,000 people, which was a huge experience for us. The sound was a huge experience, so yeah, I suppose it's nice to have those in the back pocket, and yeah, it's different, but both are very much enjoyable. Yeah.
You talked a lot kind of last week in build up wanting to get the Ireland back home behind you. How did you feel you guys were supported actually when you were in the ground at Franklin's Gardens on Saturday?
Yeah, no, it was brilliant. We saw like driving to the stadium, we were driving past green jerseys, walking, and yeah, no, it's a great feeling, and like the fact that the RFU have supported us of flying some family members over and friends over is huge for us. So everyone could have an opportunity of having someone in the crowd that they know, and yeah, no, it's extremely special. And again, because it's a World Cup, comes every 4 years, it's a special tournament. And again, like I think something that was huge for us was seeing that big green jersey that was brought around different clubs in Ireland. We got to see that before we left, and the messaging on it that was just filled. It filled this huge jersey. I don't even know what size this jersey was, but that's extremely special to us, and to read those messages of support is huge.
And have you had a lot of stuff kind of on social media and things celebrating it as well?
Yeah, a good bit. We've kind of spoken a bit about TikTok last week, and yeah, no, it kind of blows my mind, the exposure it can get, and the support we've gotten from all over the world wanting to just get those fleeces to wear the RFU crest. So we'll welcome every single opportunity for someone to put the RFU crest on. So yeah, no, it's great.
And on the fleeces, how happy are you now that you get the
No, it was funny. There was a bit of stress there because, Canterbury were the ones that were saying they're releasing it. So when Anna got to 15k and she got to 15k and everyone was asking where the fleeces were, and we were kind of like, well, that's on Canterbury. But no, they've assured us through ChatGPT imaging that they're on their way to multiple different locations. So you don't have to just be in Ireland. They're going all worldwide. So yeah.